Oh, Portland, you're so cute. What in the name of sweet blueberry pie are you doing? So, I've come across a few articles in the local paper. I've also come across an interview on National Public Radio about what the truck is going on in Portland right now. And this is what I have for you. The local police in Portland were attempting to use non-lethal rounds to control the crowd of protesters around the federal courthouse in downtown Portland. And the local police were told to discontinue their efforts via court order because they will not be allowed to use non-lethal rounds against protesters unless a riot is declared. And the city of Portland just went ahead and did not declare it a riot. Now, spoiler alert, all the windows are broken out of that particular courthouse. Everything is boarded up. Now, I don't know what your definition of peaceful protest is. My definition of peaceful protest does not include broken windows. It does not include burning buildings. It does not include toppled government vehicles. It does not include fires in general. It doesn't include, innocent people getting caught in the burning building and then it taking 2 months for the local police department to discover the crispy body. Third precinct of Minneapolis. Yeah, that happened. So, now knowing that the local police were attempting to control the crowd that were attacking the federal courthouse, and now knowing that a judge told them to stop, so the feds were brought in. Now, who are these feds? Because they're wearing uniforms. They're desert-ish uniforms. They have unit patches on, and they don't have name tags because they're afraid of getting doxxed, because they know that they live in the age of the internet, and as soon as you get a hold of somebody's name and you have any idea of who they work for, then you're going to threaten their family, because that's what happens in 2020. So they're, instead of wearing name tags, they're wearing like letter codes so that the people that they work for know who they are, but we don't know who they are. Like the general public, we. And so that's what's going on there. Also, they're using unmarked vehicles. And listening to the interview that I heard on National Public Radio, the official from the Department of Homeland Security said, look, we know what happens when we use marked vehicles. They get surrounded, people get pulled out of them, they get tipped over, and they get burnt. So we can't use marked vehicles. And I'm kind of inclined to agree with him. As soon as you attempt to use a marked vehicle and you go into that situation, they're going to destroy it. There's no way around that. They're going to destroy it. And the people who are like, yay, destroy it, are saying, yeah, as soon as you use a marked vehicle, we're going to break it. So, I guess the protesters have forced the Department of Homeland Security to take the name tags off of their uniforms and use unmarked vehicles, and they're using this new situation as justification to call them the secret police and the G word that has to do with late 1930s Germany, and all kinds of like woo 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 woo. So let's just slow down with what we're assuming And I can tell you exactly who they are because it was reported in my local paper on July 21st. So I know exactly who they are. And who they are is the Border Patrol SWAT teams from the agency's BORTAC Tactical Unit that have squared off against militant protesters, including anarchists wielding fireworks, laser pointers, slingshots, among other improvised weapons. Now, if you're going to be a peaceful protester, you better not have improvised weapons with you, because all of a sudden, that's not peaceful anymore, and you've lost the moral high ground. All you needed to maintain the moral high ground was to not break shit and not attack people, but you just got that boner, and you're gonna have to work that boner out. And it sounds like you're working that boner out, and it's not going well for really anybody. Also, we're hearing reports of people getting whisked away in unmarked minivans, and on the National Public Radio broadcast that I heard, the one person that had been whisked away in a minivan had already been released. They were picked up for questioning because of someone that they had been associated with, and they were already let go. So I don't know too much of what has gone on in Portland since then, because it's obviously not July 21st anymore. It's, more like, let's see, it was Monday, so it's the 27th. So it's been about a week. But let's not assume that these are unnamed people. So it was mentioned later in this article that this is the part of border control that is trained to deal with migrant caravans that get angry. And so these people in these desert uniforms are trained specifically to handle large groups of people that don't want anything to do with them. And we have to assume that cooler heads are not going to prevail on either side, because as soon as you get federal government representatives in front of a federal government building that the people are angry at because the Cheeto-in-Chief, and we're not also thinking about the fact that, hey, could it be that a federal district court uses this particular building to fight the Cheeto-in-Chief? I don't know. I don't know if that's that building. Could be. Really don't know. But I would assume Portland, if there is a federal district court in there. I mean, let me know in the comments, but he doesn't seem real friendly to Donnie from Long Island. Doesn't seem real happy about that. But, so, just so you know, hey there in Portland, these are not nameless, fameless people, or nameless, faceless people. These are border control agents. They have been trained in non-lethal measures to deal with, let's face it, it would be an international incident if something happened to somebody from Central America where they unfortunately passed away. Like that's an international incident. And so they're trained in using non-violent means to prevent international incidents. Now, are local incidents happening? I would assume so, yeah. But I would also assume that's because people are using, let's go ahead and read this again, fireworks, laser pointers, slingshots, among other improvised weapons. Please stop using improvised weapons against federal agents. Please, please, and thank you. Please stop trying to break the windows, and please stop trying to burn the place down. As soon as we can agree that we need to share our toys and be nice to each other, maybe we can start regrouping on top of the moral high ground. I really, really want the protests to be sitting on top of the moral high ground. In order to do that, you have to stop hurting people. Please, stop hurting people. Please. Pretty please, stop hurting people. I am Christopher T. Whoa. Put your shirt back on. Nobody wants to see that. And this is the Clown World Broadcast Company. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Brighteon, BitChute, YouTube, and the last bastion of free speech, Pornhub.